About the first one, traditional views of two genders or traditional gender stereotypes in Vietnam. According to Lustig and Coester 2010, stereotypes are generalizations about some group of people. Stereotyping means taking small number of type of people and generalize about the characteristic of group, associating a group with certain characteristic and traits. Gender stereotypes are biased, negative perceptions, attitudes, and assessment of the characteristics, positions, roles, and capacities of men or women. Gender stereotypes are people's thoughts about what women and men are capable of doing and what kind of work they can do and should do. It is the set of characteristics that a particular group of people or community attributes to men or women. Gender stereotypes tend to look less positive, not reflecting the actual ability of each individual, leading to bias and limiting what an individual can do, needs to do, or should do. Since ancient times, in Vietnamese society, there has always been a belief that women are the ones who cook for the family and perform the housework. This is illustrated in folk songs like "Without Men Alone at Home," "No Women in the Kitchen," "Men are the house, women are the kitchen." Vietnamese people often think highly of the role of women in housework and family management, considered as the keeper of the key box. A woman arranges and organizes family life according to family circumstances and the needs of members. Women are often considered as a person who takes up all the household chores like cleaning the house, doing laundry, taking care of children, organizing nutritious meals, and ensuring the health of family members. Indeed, the fact that from the past to the present, no matter what historical periods, the housewife's role of women has been valued and affirmed. Women are the ones who carry the keys, decide to spend everything in the family, from shopping, cooking, washing, to cleaning, decorating, caring people. It's a chores, meticulous work that takes up a lot of time but cannot be missed. The woman has arranged and organized her family according to her thoughts, perceptions, and dynamism. In addition, women have an important role in regulating family relationships compared with women. Men have many incomparable points. They are the breadwinners of the family, who earn money and support the family. In the past, they did not have the same virtues as women. Men often decided the big stars in the family. In addition to obedient children, they also need to have a delicious meal, need to see a neat and tidy house, and especially a gentle wife, caring for her parents-in-law as well as treating them with kindness. Kindness with husband's family will make all his worries and hardships disappear. Obviously, all this above depends on women's characters. To regulate family relationships, it requires the virtues of courage, tenderness, sympathy, hard work, and delicacy in women. In a changing world, the role of women also changes. They can be exposed to a variety of professions, encouraged to make choices that go beyond traditional ones such as work in industry, art, public service, science, engineering, and modern agriculture. We need to change from the very first days girls go to school so that they see that their dreams of future girls are not disadvantages compared to boys. This needs to be adjusted in parenting, curricular, education training system, and especially communication channels with which children are exposed on a daily basis, such as TV, advertising, and entertainment.
So now, come to the next point, which is the power of gender advertising. Advertising has the ability to influence people, turning them into compulsive consumers who believe they can never be swayed by advertising messages. Even attractive advertising ideas can influence consumers because of the hidden power of image they promote. Advertising has a lot of implied gender concern. In actuality, the gender disparity graph is really steadily closing today, thanks to several efforts made by government and society. In Vietnam social life, women have taken on a variety of roles that combine traditional and contemporary expectations. However, the role of cooking, childcare, and washing are still attached to Vietnamese women, who make appearance in advertising videos in the media. From consumer goods such as dishwashing liquids, washing powder, to cooking ingredients such as milk, soy sauce, fish sauce, cooking oil, and household appliances such as refrigerator, washing machine, vacuum cleaner, and so on. It is particularly challenging to assess gender discrimination in advertising messaging with clarity because sexist messages are communicated in increasingly subtle ways that seem natural and obvious. A sign of the lack of understanding of the potential of women in modern society is the exploitation of image of women in advertising media with the idea of value men above women. The effort to create a society where men and women are treated equally are hampered by the prejudicial image that, whether intentionally or unintentionally, influence the community. To some extent, gender-biased advertising messages reinforce and promote gender behavior, particularly gender-based shopping habits. For example, whether buying a vehicle, a watch, or a phone are decisions made by men. Women often purchase washing powder, primer, and dishwashing solutions. Unsettlingly, many of the misconceptions continue to be widely held and even stereotyped in the media. It is difficult to point out clearly and unequivocally about gender stereotype, and the impact of incorrect content will make the thought of looking down on women go into the unconscious of most people, especially men. Gender stereotypes are more detrimental than beneficial psychology. This is how society views the role of men and women has been significantly influenced by the picture that have been circulated throughout the year. They are the norm created by society and reinforced by advertising. Next, we select 5 Vietnamese advertisements to analyze the gender stereotype.
Okay, to begin with, let's see the first advertisement.
Dù có đi đâu, anh ấy cũng luôn nhớ đến mình, vì mình thường dùng comfort thơm lâu cho lần xả cuối cùng, để quần áo anh ấy thơm thật là lâu. Anh về sớm thế.
Comfort thơm lâu, bí quyết thơm lâu, đi đâu cũng nhớ, chỉ với 1.000 đồng.
In that advertisement, we can see the image of a wife adjusting her husband's clothes and seeing them off with a cheerful and happy mood. The speech, dù có đi đâu, anh ấy cũng nhớ đến mình. No matter where he goes, he always remember me. Helps her to associate the image of a woman who is always at home waiting for her husband to return. This is also reflected in the exclamation. Ôi, anh về sớm thế. Oh, you came back so early. Besides, the advertisement provides image of a woman home washing and ironing the member clothes. Not only that, they ask depicts a woman with simple, comfortable clothes to be able to conveniently do housework. On the contrary, nice shirts are worn by men to show the success at work. The image of women in the ads. Traditional Vietnamese women in the old films, like long hair, simple, gentle, smile, take responsibility for all the household chores, including doing laundry, staying at home.
The husband will be breadwinner, had to go to business trip for a quite long time. In Vietnamese culture, men are the owner of the family. The woman who is the housework work and take care of her husband, wait for her husband to come home from work and take care of meal, clothes. Men only do the big tasks like earning money to provide for the family. The image of wife allows the husband to do the bath show that the woman is a wife who loves her husband very much, concerned for her husband. Women need to please their husband by making their husband clothes away fragrant, taking care of household chores so that their husbands are satisfied. The image of husband is also increasing in advertising quite a lot, like the wife, indicating the importance of the man.
Do ba do ba ba do ba ba do ba. Do ba do ba ba.
Thật mềm mại và thoải mái, comfort cho da nhạy cảm với thành phần 100% gốc thực vật, chăm sóc từng sợi vải cùng công thức gấp đôi mềm dịu. Comfort cho da nhạy cảm, gấp đôi mềm dịu, bé chạm là yêu.
With the same purpose of advertising that product, however, by 2021, the advertising content has had many changes. The image of man in the role of taking care of the family had increased. Filling the picture in this advertisement, an image of a man undressing a baby and folding clothes. The husband's outfit also becomes closer, more comfortable instead of flat and polite as in the previous advertisement. At a glance, the ads show the gender equality in modern life. It seems that the image of men have appeared more and participated in jobs that were thought to be exclusively for women. However, gender inequality still exists. It is not expressed through the speeches as in the advertisement one. In this advertisement, it is shown through the image of a woman. The husband not showing the role and responsibility in washing clothes. That job is still for women, as shown by the woman putting the strap on their clothes. The image of hand using the strap is a woman's hand. Moreover, the advertisement also voiced a woman expressing the intimacy and tenderness with a product related to household appliances. This implicitly shows that behind the heavy housework in the family, women still play the main role and are also believed to hold the secret taking care of the husband and children. It is true that women who are responsible for housework still exist in the minds of Vietnamese people. And now let's see the third advertisement.
Giữ trọn vị thơm ngon từ cờ nó.
Third advertisement shows the audience the joyful, typical taste environment of Vietnamese people. In essence, the advertisement celebrates a family gathering and wishes for many blessings in the next year. However, the ad still depicts a Vietnamese family that still has a serum in housework. Instead of using dialogues to convey this like the previous ads, the ads use a close-up technique of some characters' expressions. It is not difficult to see the screen of women in the family, including grandmother, mother, and daughter, happily cooking meals in the kitchen. The image of women in this advertisement are embodiment of traditional Vietnamese women with long black hair and gentle smiles. The dress style of three women are also very simple. Not only that, the women in the family are preparing meals with a cheerful and happy mood. Is it possible that the image of women in this ad is that the women who are so silent and passive that they feel happy when they prepare meals for their family? They just smile in a pleasant and cheerful way. In contrast to the stereotype of women who are excessively busy cooking, the grandfather and the son are very relaxed, waiting for the meal. Moreover, the father just needs to sit at the table and have dinner as soon as he gets home from work. It can be seen that the men in the family do not go to the kitchen to have the women to prepare dinners. This advertisement aims to bring a warm and happy traditional Vietnamese New Year atmosphere with a delicious meal full of family members. The ads do not use dialogue between characters, but focuses on happy expressions and lively sounds. These are the things that bring comfort to the audience. The general view is like that. But if we pay attention to the small details, we will see the injustice in the division of housework between man and woman. Perhaps stereotypes about the housework in society still exist, especially imprinted on the human minds. I say that because in the ad, three women from different generations prepare meals. Is it possible that the girl would continue to believe that women should only perform housework in the future? Though those prejudices will probably continue in the future
Cô tiên
generations.
mẹ cho cả nhà ba điều ước nè. Con ước muốn con sáng xinh như mẹ, sờ vào thấy ôi cha là thích mẹ.
Ba ước muốn có thân hình chuẩn ngầu.
Còn con ước được thông minh luôn. Đồ nành thơm ngon đây còn ba có, nhờ hạt ong cho thêm dầu dinh dưỡng, cho ta xinh, cho bóc tay chuẩn luôn, cho ta nhanh nhẹn hơn, thật là tốt ghê.
Sữa đậu nành hạt ốc chó Vinamilk mới, giàu dinh dưỡng, ngon khó cưỡng.
In these advertisements, gender stereotypes are expressed through people wish. The daughters wish to have the beautiful skin through the saying, con ước muốn có da xinh như mẹ. I wish to have beautiful skin like mom. Is the concept that girls need to be associated with beauty and need to preserve their appearance. Meanwhile, the father says, ba ước muốn có thân hình chuẩn ngầu. I want to have a cool body. And the son said, còn con ước được thông minh luôn. As for me, I wish to be smart. The two sayings of the father and son had brought about the notions that a son must become strong, athletic, intelligent. We need to ask the questions of the whether it is possible to change the dream positions of every people and diversify your dream image of girls and boys. We can be said that changing the two traditional colors of that presents boys and girls, blue and pink, into floral, decorative and candy color for girls and strong, bold and full colors strength for boys. This change is essentially not working as the effect of the color before and after the change is exactly the same. It's just that it was said in a more implicit way. Now we move to the fifth advertisement. It's about sunlight. It's not a biased representation.
Mọi thứ phải nhanh gọn, nên tôi chọn Sunlight với công nghệ xả bọt nhanh. Sự lựa chọn trên cả vẹn toàn. Mozart. Không chỉ sạch nhanh, mà còn xả bọt nhanh. Việc nhà phải nhanh gọn, vì tôi còn tất bật với đam mê. Mỗi chúng ta đều có thể vươn xa, trên cả vẹn toàn. Sunlight, sạch nhanh, xả bọt nhanh.
See that times have changed for decades, but the gender stereotype shown in advertising have not. In these final advertisements, edu women are portrayed as housewives, associated with appliance, furniture, and products related to health and cleaning. Firstly, the issue of gender stereotype is reflected in the divisions of housework. After finishing the meal, the husband just went out while the wife washed the dishes and the daughter stand by to learn. Thus, it can be said that the idea that women have to do housework is not only reflected in the mother in the family, but also intend to pass it on to the next generation. Secondly, woman career type also show gender stereotype. Although the wife in the advertisement is portrayed as having a career of her own outside of housework, her job is also working as a kitchen cook for a restaurant, associated with appliance, furniture, and products related to health and cleaning. And finally, in terms of time division for career, the woman is very successful and busy with her careers as a restaurant owner. However, she still has to spend time doing housework. The advertisements is unintentionally orienting viewers that a woman can't go out to work like a man, but she can't have but do housework. That's why they have to choose products that help with housework faster. We can wonder that whether the wife is so busy if her husband helps with the housework. And we can have a message from this advertisement. From the analysis of 5 advertisements above, almost all the videos create the image of a woman that is always associated with housework. The image of the woman always attached to her family. And women are always interested in beauty, and the men are focused on intelligence and strength. Men are breadwinner of the family, although men always exist in advertisement as indispensable part of family. They almost offer no help to the household chore. Advertisements refer to fear of women nowadays, as their social recognitions of being a good wife and woman worker. Our society's model for masculinity was being a good provider and worker. So the advertising industry tapped into these fears and provided products that could ameliorate this fear. And now move to part 4, underlying ideology reflected in the TV. Ideology is a system of meaning drawing on a range of one's perspective that help make meanings or sense of the social world and one's role and function in that world, according to Barreto, 2014. Advertisements contribute to shaping and maintaining stereotype and prejudice against women in society, who is affected by the concept of the viewer. Through all advertisements above, we see women smiling while doing those jobs. This can be understood that they have no pressure and they are ready to take on all the household chores. It seems to be a joy when they can take care of the family. It's so that women are not opposed to implementing this habit, and they are used to their family life. As a result, beliefs about the role of women are now spontaneously expressed and can be easily accepted by television's audience. Vietnamese men are depicted in the image of successful young men or leisurely elderly men that show male dominance. The fact that the women are seen smiling while doing hard housework show the willingness and non-resistance of Vietnamese women to change the current situations. Vietnamese women in this Vietnamese commercial show that they can make more sacrifice than men with more tasks to do. Therefore, it can be said that existing gender ideas are still maintained and society seems to have implicitly accepted it as fact without any objection. Men and women are often portrayed by advertisements in traditional role stereotype, contributing to reflecting and perpetuating socially recognized gender views and normalizing violence against women. The danger is that when these messages are received unconsciously by girls and boys who are learning about gender roles, they will have distorted views of women and girls. Continuous exposure to such type of messages will make the public immune to discrimination and gender inequality.
How does advertising shape our ideology? Firstly, it makes us voluntarily toward the prearranged thoughts. When advertising emphasizes what makes a brand different, it doesn't necessarily convince us of it. It merely draws our attention to the good side of that element. As a result, we are more likely to accept evidence that supports them later on. For example, when we see an advertisement for milk, like the first advertise we mentioned above, and come across and see the imaging that the daughters want to be prettier and the son want to be smarter, we tend to interpret and receive that information more easily. And it is a subtle effect that produces a slight bias in mind, which is far more effective than direct persuasion. In addition, the repetition of advertising causes us to gradually accept it as a truth. Well, like we can find how much children grow up within a day, we are not able to find the tiny change that advertising brings. However, this small change can add up to a clear impact over time. Because the repetition makes consumers more familiar with a brand statement, the effect of this repetition is called the truth effect. Because we often think that if there's something which is not true in an advertise, someone will question and not accept it. And therefore, if a fact is repeated so regularly that no one adopts it, we usually take it for granted, and that is probably true. For example, when gender stereotype ideas or images appear in advertising with a great frequency, it creates a small change that can accumulate or eventually add up to a visible impact over the time, and finally shift the gender stereotype mindset on advertising consumers. Well, we have taken a look at an overview and analysis about the gender ecology hidden in advertisement in Vietnam. Based on what we mentioned above, we can find that nowadays the role of gender discrimination in work and society have been gradually changed in a positive way. However, gender stereotypes still seem to exist in ad market. Despite having enough awareness and support for gender inequalities, producers still are unable to break out the gender biased advertising spiral, because the market also has many prejudices. The fault is not only in advertisers but also in our society, that there is still gender inequality or gender division of labor. For example, actually, women are doing more washing and men are driving more in advertising. And advertising is not for the purpose of propaganda, but to serve the market. And its responsibility to exaggerate the wishes of societies. And therefore, advertising going to reflect popular stereotypes. For example, in detergent advertising, female characters will appear more. Or when milk advertising mainly shows the father and the son wanting to have a muscular and strong body, it also necessary to recognize that these stereotypes are more popular and pursued by the majority in Vietnam society. And in fact, the detergent advertisement, which have actresses actually selling more than the other. And it means that consumers are also implicitly endorsing gender stereotype in advertising. So, what is solution to address gender representation in advertising? Whether reducing gender stereotype in advertising products require comprehensive efforts from both producer and viewer. On the public side, the viewer need to let the producer know what they like and what they dislike in the role of consumer. As the advertising has a very heavy sales pressure, and producer definitely pay attention to the viewer thinking and make appropriate adjustments. For example, young people completely choose not to view or respond to gender-biased advertising. And furthermore, in order to avoid being influenced by the bias in not only advertising but also in many other sorts of media, viewers also ought to practice thinking independently in the face of marketing messaging. On the producer side, it is crucial to have a creative and ambitious attitude in order to establish a new intention, which is not just dependent on societal norms. For instance, producers can comply with the following policy. Firstly, advertising makers should think beyond short-termism. Producers should define a mindset that earning must be accompanied with the social responsibilities, and the creation of radical advertising also impose immense creative pressure. Because even if they are successful, the cliched visual quickly lose their appeal and fail to draw in clients. For example, some editors committed to publishing a large amount of images of plus-size women, though the other agency cannot commit to similar target. And furthermore, advertising producers also need to build the woman into the process and not just the result. Advertisers need to care not only about the visual results that are sold to the public, but also the behind-the-screen performance of the actress. And that's the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening.